the arguments right now. But back to the original question about,
We fight almost every other day about something.
No.
That's a pet peeve for me as well. I hate it when other sailing channels do it.
People just don't understand how you potty on the boat, so it's a big issue.
There's that romance of like, oh, raining on a sailboat is the best day. Wrong.
And I'm pretty terrified that happened. Let's get to some sticky icky. You're making stuff up. This is supposed to be an honest Q&A. This guy said, okay, I won't hold back. How much of your greatness is going to your head? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. We kind of did this to ourselves, and we asked you guys a ton of questions online because we thought it was time for us to do a Q&A. It's been a long time, but we really wanted to spice it up and we have very honest answers to tough questions. We told you guys not to hold back. I might have used the wrong word spicy and got a few, you know, what would you call questions?
Everyone just pretty much wanted to hear about that.
Inappropriate. Okay, anyways, we're gonna go on our adventure today though. We are in Culebra, and the top beach online to everyone, it's a top beach of the world supposedly, is Flamenco. But I'm not that big of a fan of Flamenco. It's alright. It's not the greatest beach, I don't think.
Well, because we're like kind of like locals, you know, we're kind of like natives here, so like that's the big
it's cool,
that's
but
the big tourist spot.
It's not that great. So there's another beach called, I think it's called Zoni. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Zoni.
On the other side of the island. So we're going on a big trip today, and we're going to try to answer as many of your questions as we can. Today. This is gonna be a choppy ride, I'm afraid.
Kristen's worried about the waves, but we're going with the wind behind us, so it won't really be choppy until we're coming back later.
Alright, Matt, first question. What are your long-term sailing plans? Where are we sailing this beautiful dead dolphin?
Well, you're not supposed to have too much plans when you're sailing. We never had plans, and that seemed to work really well for us. But I would really like to go to South America, the west side, or excuse me, the east side of South America. I'd like to see Brazil. And definitely check out like Guyana, French Guyana, Suriname, more of the Amazon type places. And then, you know, see what the heck is down there. And then at the end of it all, sail back to Puerto Rico and live here forever. But you never know when someone's gonna sneak inside your heart and say, let's just go to round the Cape. You know, let's round Cape Horn. That'd be pretty cool in a production hunter. I don't think we'd make it, and that would definitely be a death sentence, but that'd be fun.
You always gotta test it out. Make sure you're not gonna kill me.
Yes, true. All right, so this is a quick, easy one. We thought we'd just get it out of the way. A lot of people are always asking how tall we are because a lot of sailing couples are kind of small. But Kristen's actually a giant Amazon woman. She's 5'8", I'm only 5'10", so we look about the same size in the boat, but it works for our boat because our boat's small. So she's 5'8", I'm 5'10", I'm about $1.90, she about $1.65, $1.70.
What? So rude. right, we saw something pretty cool when we were driving by on the road, so we pulled over real quick to get a closer look. What is it?
It's a big shark.
Shark boat?
It's a shark boat. I never thought I'd get rid of the dead dolphin, but the dead shark looks even cooler. That thing's pretty cool, I'd say. I mean, a little on the funky side, but I'll vibes with it.
All right, guys, this might have been my fault because I said, like, ask questions that you wouldn't normally ask, and we got a few potty questions, which is pretty funny to me.
People just don't understand how you potty on the boat, so it's a big issue, you know.
Is it ever embarrassing to use the bathroom while the thinner walls on your boat? And yeah, that can be really embarrassing. If you feel like, for us, I don't know what other people do, for us as a couple, and these are very honest things, if you feel like you're getting like a rumbling and a tumbling and things are about to go south for you, I announce it. I say, hey Matt, I gotta use the restroom, you might want to go outside, and then you don't have to hear it. Other people might want to blow up the bathroom and let everyone hear it, but yeah, if you go on a boat, the walls are thin, and you can, if you're like, and it's so small, so your bed's right next to the bathroom, there are couches right next to the bathroom, so everyone's gonna hear it when you go. So
the good thing is there's a lot of ambient noise on a boat, though. There's always like water slapping on the hull, you know, and wind blowing, and rigging can re-rattle it sometimes, so it's not necessarily a deathly quiet situation. But I was a former athlete, so I'm not very noisy when I go to the restroom.
What? Anyways, the other weird question, I don't even know what that means, guys, so don't feel...
It's that I'm usually pretty dehydrated, so I don't make a lot of noise other than just
anyways, that's too much information. TMI, guys. Anyways, the other one was a really strange question, but I thought it was funny. He said, be honest, when you need to pee, do you just jump overboard, or do you go use your commode? And I was thinking, who jumps overboard when they have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, that was bizarre. I've never heard
I don't know if
that.
he means like when you're going swimming or something, or
yeah, like when you're sailing.
People do pee off their boat. You pee off the boat. I don't pee off the boat.
We pee off the boat, but I mean, to jump off the boat, like if you were sailing just to pee, that would be pretty counterproductive, I think. But yeah, we just use the commode when we pee.
All right, we're gonna go get some food. So we pulled off at this little park area. There's a lot of wasps here, but we're staying clear of them.
No, this is the Culebra Wasp Gardens.
Is that
it's
what it is?
a national treasure here in Culebra. If you ever come here,
Is that
you
true?
can stop off to the Culebra Wasp Gardens. It is well stocked with wasps, and you can look at several different breeds. But as long as you're tranquilo, they're tranquilo. So it's
Until
really,
you accidentally put your hand underneath on them.
this wasp journey is a lot about vibes. If you bring the vibes. So if you chilling, the wasps are just chilling. You get a little uppity, they get a little uppity.
Okay, so let's get into a good question. Let's get to some sticky icky. Did you fight more before or during the remodel, and do you fight less after the remodel? And this kind of goes along, a lot of people ask a lot of questions. How do you guys get along in such a small place? How do you get along being together 24/7? And the answer to that is we don't get along. That's basically the answer. We don't get along.
Yeah, we fight like cats and dogs. We're both very passionate people, and we're both probably the most extremely hard-headed,
Stubborn.
as you can possibly think of. So we bicker quite a lot. The only problem is we don't really get at each other's throats too much, because living on a sailboat, you're just arguing over, like, I guess, preference or ideas, you know, and maybe like being agitated or a little bit annoyed. So like we never have those like hardcore like relationship breakers to where like...
No, our thing is we have to work together and be living in a small boat, and we're together 24/7.
Yeah,
so
which
that's
just,
like 3 big things that are difficult.
yeah, so you can get quickly annoyed with one another, but you don't have those big problems of like, you can't really cheat on a boat, you know, you can't get no bays.
You could be emotionally cheating in your cell phone.
I guess you could be cheating in the DMs. I'm a little more of a live and living person if I'm going to get my cheat on my dirty dog
Matthew,
on.
I'm going to put you in the wasp garden.
But yeah, I mean, you can't, like, it's hard for me to sneak away and like gamble or like do anything crazy like that. It's hard for me to have like any sort of like addiction problem that's not like clearly on the forefront. So there's really no
no secrets is what
yeah,
you're
there's
trying
no
to
secrets.
say.
It's just, hey, I want to get the gray towels. I want to get the blue towels. All right. And then we fight because like I'll say blue towels and she'll say, no, we want the gray towels. And then later we'll tell me like all the problems about the gray towels. And I'll be like, yeah, that's why I wanted the blue ones. And she'll say,
yeah,
my God, I told you so.
We told you, we have a problem with doing told you so, which we could work on.
Yeah, we do.
Which we tried to steadily work on.
She's way worse at it though. She's got this. Yeah, you're way worse.
You're going to start the arguments right now. But back to the original question about,
we fight almost every other day about something.
No. Anyways, it was about the refit. We did fight more during the refit, yes.
Yeah,
that was trying times.
Yeah, we had a lot of arguing.
A lot of decisions to be
made.
made.
And the thing is, I'm in my brain, I know what I'm capable of. She's in her own brain, and she's like, she couldn't trust the process sometimes, so she was like, that's coming out bad, like right now. Like when I first fitted out the cabinets, she was like, this looks like something would be in like my grandpappy's shed. And I said, yeah. It's plywood. That's what it looks like at this point. And she was like, nah, dog.
Whatever. We don't need to go into actual arguments, okay?
True.
But basically, yeah, we argue.
We argue, we fight.
Don't film it, though, because we think that's weird to film. Like, if you're in a real argument, like if we are really mad at each other right now and arguing, we're not going to set the camera up and say, click.
Only lames
like,
do that.
I'm not going to say, hey, I hear your point and I totally disagree with it, but let me turn on the camera real quick.
Or I'm not going to wander around and be like, are you still mad at me? We had a really big fight earlier. Like, I guess you could...
Some people do that, though. It's weird.
I guess you could blow off steam. Like, maybe... I mean, those people are fake. If you're seeing someone have a fight on YouTube, they stage the fight for clicks. But you could do, like, a blowing off steam, like, later. Like, I could be holding the camera like, wow, we and her got in a big fight. We're not getting along about this. But then I feel like I'm bad talking her behind her back if I did that. If I go to y'all and I'm like, Kristen's just being a world-class B-word today. Then y'all gonna be like, yeah, she was being a B-word.
And then I just edited it out. Anyways, so... I hope that answers your question. We do fight. We're a normal couple.
Sailing YouTubers are the most lunatic fighting couples. We're just the biggest crazy people on the planet. Any sailing YouTuber. They all are. I've heard the stories. I've been around. I've seen them go up and I've seen them go down.
These are just theories. Let's go.
All right.
Stop. Matt messed with the wasp and now it's not leaving him alone.
He bit me.
He did not bite you.
He bit me.
There's now a whole bunch around you. Let's get out of here. They're following you. Oh my God. Why'd you do this?
I couldn't help myself. Don't get hit by this car.
Alright guys, we pulled off to look at these cows because they looked really cool, and you know us, we have to stop to look at every animal. But let's jump into another question. Has the previous owner of the boat ever contacted you about how the boat looks now?
Never contacted me, no, but I wish they would. I think it'd be really cool to be able to get a hold of them and, you know, tell them that we're still ripping around on the Double D.
Yeah, it would be good not good, but it would be exciting for them to see what it looked like. But you never know, maybe they'd be horrified and be like, no.
Yeah, they might be mad and say, oh yeah, I built that old nav station with my bare hands, boy.
Yeah, you never know what they made or what they'd feel about, but no. I don't even know if we could find them.
But I'd be happy, and I'd want to thank the lady that sold it to me for $5,000 because, lady, if you're out there and you're watching this, you changed my life, and I really appreciate what you did for me. And you know, you were the mother that birthed the GB universe.
That's pretty gross.
This is an amazing view right here, but I gotta say this hill me and Kristen are gonna walk down it because I don't think we're ready for our deaths just quite yet. And you know, we said we was quitting YouTube on an old video, but now we was about to quit life if we would have went down this thing. So we're just gonna walk it out.
By the way, guys, that hornet really did bite Matt. I thought he was joking, but he said it really did bite him. Like, it did mandibles. Sting him, it bit him, which I didn't know was a possibility, and I'm pretty terrified that that happened. He said it bit his callous finger though, so it didn't hurt that bad.
It bit my slightly salty finger.
So the next question was along the lines, and we had a few of these, is how come we're not married and when are we having kids? I'll just lump that all in one.
And why is Kristen already married and that's why she won't marry me? She's got a secret marriage.
If I had a secret marriage, I'm pretty sure my real husband would be wondering where I've been.
Sorry, Tim.
But yeah, we aren't married officially and we don't have any kids secretly, or we do have plans to have kids maybe one day.
I might got some baby mamas somewhere
in a near
out there.
future, not near future, in a...
We want to get married, but my parents got married and then divorced and then married and then divorced again. So I already been through a hell of divorces in my life, and I'm like, man, it's just a ring. You know, I ain't never seen a ring that'll block a hole. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, marriage don't mean a lot to a fella like me, but I think it means a lot to Kristen. And obviously, since
we don't know, it doesn't mean a lot to me.
Oh. Well, what the hell are we talking about?
We haven't really decided on any of that, and we just keep living our life is basically what's happened.
Yeah,
but eventually, I have to obviously make the decision if I want to have kids or not before I'm too old.
Yeah, I want to get married to have the kids, but I want to have a courthouse wedding. So is it team hashtag courthouse wedding or
You're
team...
making stuff up. This is supposed to be an honest Q&A. Anyway, so the real answer to that question is we do plan on maybe having kids in the future, or at least one, and maybe we'll get married, maybe we won't. We haven't fully decided. Right?
That's it.
But we're together, we're committed, so.
Yeah, we are committed.
We're not trying to slide out.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get up into no new. I ain't trying to go get some strange. But, you know, we are probably gonna get the M word one day.
Deep lines are running in my face, my fingers sore and gray, my hair will fall away. My last words would be a joke I told. I almost made it through. The end was in my throat, but she won't hesitate. See how you left your page. She'll hold them in her book. She'll read them twice a day.
Beautiful than Flamenco. So if you're planning on a vacation to come to Culebra, I say come to this beach. It's less busy and you don't have to pay to come here like the other one, but then you miss the tanks, so you don't get that photo op.
The tanks are pretty wore down though. They're not even really tanks anymore. You could cut a storage container in half and throw it on this beach and call it a tank. And it'd look exactly the same for the old Instagram.
It's not the same, but
it's the same.
Whatever. I just got soaked for the shot, guys. I got soaked for the shot.
Sadness filled with plans of madness.
We made it to the grocery store. We're on the hunt of trying to find some Captain Morgan. We haven't found any at Culebra for a while. So let's see if we succeed.
We're gonna succeed. Go in there and do it.
That was pretty tight in that store. If you're claustrophobic, I don't recommend, but they had a ton of good stuff, so you might have to risk it for it. But we didn't see the liquor. We're gonna go to this place that says service drive-through with liquor on the signs. I'm sure we might be able to find it here.
Do you have Captain Morgan, a bottle of Captain Morgan? How much is it? The brown one.
Spicy.
Spice.
Well, since you were struggling to lift that, I might as well go into the next question. When are you gonna get a windlass, Matt?
First of all, I didn't see no struggle. I was an 80-pound one-arm row on the bobbin dinghy. If the dinghy was a little more still, it would have been easier. But listen, guys, I will never, ever, and we can put this to rest, hopefully. And please, if you're one of the windlass police, respond to this on the next video because everybody won't watch this forever. But I will never, ever, 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 ever get a windlass on this boat. Several reasons. One, I'm still young, perfectly fit. With the engine going, it weighs absolutely nothing. It's taking chain and it's just lighter on the boat. It's less cord that I have to run. It's less battery that I'll have to have. A windlass is a pretty big system and it's very necessary on any boat that's like 40 to even 40 plus. This is only a 37-foot boat, so I can easily pull it. And you know, the rule of thumb is if you're under 50 and your boat is under 40, you don't need a windlass. So I'm never, ever, ever, ever gonna get one. I don't know if did I ever say I'm never, ever, ever gonna get one. Pulling the chain is easy. It's a non-issue. Don't need a windlass. It's just a luxury on big boy boats. Now a lot of these, you know, yacht boy dads and tads, you know, they can't pull an anchor. You know, them daddy's boys, they start snatching on an anchor chain with some soft hands, they might get to bleeding. I'm all good. That don't bother me. Under 40 foot, you don't need a windlass unless you're 65 or something.
Somebody asked the other day on one of the videos, does our lights dim? And they do. You can dim them off and on. See? Making some sundowners. Now that we got Captain, we can have some rum and cokes or Cuba Libres, Matt?
We got limes, and none of limes, we got lemons. Can't do it with
Never
lemons.
mind. Just rum and cokes. Smells like Captain. If you made it this far in the video, you're getting the special treat of now we're answering questions with sundowners. So
It's party liquor,
it's
so
a
I might
little
say
more
the F word.
entertaining. You're not saying the F
I'll
word.
say the F word.
No, you
I'll
won't.
do it.
Anyways, let's get right into it and let's start shaking things up. Have you ever gotten so mad at a situation that you just wanted to give up sailing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think everybody who sails probably has.
Every other day for me.
Not every day for me. But he does more work from the boat, so. I think there's only been one, there's only been one real time for me. I'll speak for myself and then you can answer yours. When we were, before our new engine, obviously a long time ago, we were sailing and we were sailing upwind, right? To get to Turks and Caicos, and it was, and I'm not exaggerating or joking, we had to do like, how many tacks? Like 80 tacks.
Yeah, we would do...
It took hours and hours, and we just had to keep tacking and tacking and tacking and tacking and tacking. It was so long and like you were getting nowhere, that it was like a total mind game and you just wanted to give up and just be anywhere else than in that situation?
Yeah, because up by Turks and Caicos and the Crooked Islands, in the trades, you still get a lot of variant. You know, you can get 5 to 10 degrees throughout the day, even like 20 to 30 degrees most days of going, you know, east, but it goes northeast and it rocks to southeast. So depending on how you time your tacks, you can really get kind of buried there if you're trying to go dead east, which across the top of the Crooked Islands, it's straight east, and then on top of the Turks and Caicos, it's straight east as well. So, you know, we were tacking every 5 miles, like once an hour. So because if you would go like 30 miles and then think you were just going to do a tack and the wind would change 20 degrees, there was times when you would sail almost straight back to where you were. We tried that a few times, and it was just with the way that the wind would clock back and forth throughout the day, you could never get it right. So that was a really, really rough one, because tacking every hour for, you know, if you're going 60, 70 miles in a straight line, turn that into, by the time you're tacking, it's 100 miles. You're going 24 hours and you're tacking every hour. So you have to tack 20 times. And it was tough back then. No furling sail, had that giant hank on sail. So it was some rough sailing. I didn't like it, but, you know.
Basically, your boat is what's going to make you want to quit.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of sailing you're doing. Yeah, it depends on what kind of sailing you're doing, and, you know, what your budget's like and what your time frame's like. If you know, everyone that likes sailing, it's pretty much their break from their job. That's why they like it. Sailing is our job, so you never get an escape from it, and you never get to walk away from it. So it's a constant. When it gets frustrating, it gets extra frustrating. You know. But
anyways, what's your part that you?
I don't like a bunch of tasks, and living on an old boat is incredibly task heavy. It's just, I don't like to work all day and go home and take out the trash, cook the dinner, like do the dishes, fold the laundry.
You have to do that at a house
every single day, right? But everything in it, like when you drive home, if you're not in the mood, you can go to McDonald's on the way home, grab a Big Mac, crack a beer, and leave your laundry in a pile. On a boat, something going bad.
Yeah, the tasks are a lot harder.
There's a rope loose in the middle of the night. Something works loose on a halyard. Bing, 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 bing. At 3 a.m, you have to go out, even if it's raining, no matter what's happening. You know,
the tasks are a lot harder. So when they stack up, you can't just do your laundry. You have to. Do I have enough water? Now I have to get my water maker out.
Yeah, when it rains and your hatches are open, there's nothing better than going to bed with your hatches open. It cools your boat down. 4 a.m, and starts raining. Something's going to start leaking somewhere. Yeah. You know that stupid song, I love the rain at night. There's that romance of like, oh, raining on a sailboat is the best day. Wrong.
Next question. This guy said, okay, I won't hold back. How much of your greatness is going to your head?
Mine went to my head so much it pushed all the hair right back off of it. My greatness done gave me a convertible.
That's a lie. We actually don't feel like we have any greatness. We're those people that think everything we do sucks and nothing's worth watching, and we feel like we're the luckiest people to even be able to film a video and someone watches it.
Yeah, trust me, guys, we suck. All we did was...
That's us. Every video I edit, I said, that's really not that great.
No, it's horrible. And
what is that called, though?
Imposter syndrome or something like that?
We have big imposter
The thing is, there's so many great channels, and I see a lot of channels that get like 3,000-4,000 views per video that I'm like, that's a great video. Well thought out. Like, there's people that I have like admiration for. Let's say like what's one of my favorite channels? Emerald Steel. Great channel, like amazing. World traveling sailors. They've lived on a boat for like 30 years.
A lot of information.
They're just awesome. I love the way, like, I'm entertained by them. You learn from them. They're legit. I love their videos, and like, I would be furious if I was them and I had to watch two idiots like me and you make conch fritters and get 100,000 views. So trust me, we think we suck. We're constantly quivering in a corner going, oh
yeah,
no,
so I don't think the greatness has hit our head yet. Here's a good one. Have you ever encountered anything dangerous in the water? Not talking storms or sharks, more like humans you don't want to cross paths with.
Her. When her devil eyes turn red and she goes, and I go, SOS, help.
That never happens, but have we? I don't think so.
I never have, and that's a pet peeve for me as well. I hate it when other sailing channels do it, because leaving other, most cruisers are, they come from a pretty nice place. They come from the US, UK, Australia, Canada that I've met. And, I really hate it when channels go to like from the US and deal with like a Coast Guard from another country, a Venezuelan Coast Guard or a Dominican Republic, and they act like they're horrified or something dangerous, or they're in the Philippines and they see a fishing boat that they know is a fishing boat, but they hype it up to this big drama to where they feel unsafe. I think that that's really negative for a country that you're going to and you're making money filming at it, to kind of shit on the people there to make it seem like everyone in America already thinks everywhere else is super dangerous, and you go out and you kind of reiterate that when really you knew it was just a fisherman, and when really if you did have a bad experience with any sort of Coast Guard or naval fleet, you'll have that same problem if you go to the US. If you go to the US and you don't tell anyone you're coming there, and you think the US Coast Guard ain't gonna run up on your boat and put, they got guns, they got the whole nine, they'll take you to jail if you don't do things right. So I kind of don't like it when people spread the people that live in the country that they go to, whether they are military or just fishermen, and kind of like is it pirates? Is it dangerous? Is it safe here? Oh, we're gonna die. I'm like, you knew you weren't gonna die. Quit with that negativity.
We've done, is it dangerous? Because we
asked, is it dangerous? Yeah, because we had seen so many sailing videos being like, you got to be in fear of your life out here.
Technically, the Dominican Republic can be dangerous. No shade, but it can be.
It can be dangerous to someone that can't control themselves. Like, if you like to get drunk and ride a motorcycle, you can do that wide open, and you gonna die. Like, of all the people we know that died.
They have questionable things happen in the Dominican Republic. Let's not lie about it.
Like, nothing ever. I see
scammy things.
They're gonna hit you for $100.
Yeah, but it's the same thing they do in the U.S. Things.
I don't got the right light on my dinghy. I don't got a whistle on my dinghy. That's $200 right there. Well, Tell me that ain't just as much robbery. Okay. And homie got a gun, so I gotta pay up.
I'm not gonna argue, but whatever.
I feel more unsafe in South Florida than I ever did in the DR.
Well, yeah. Anyone should be.
They got them goons down there. I feel like I'm finna get robbed.
Let's jump right into people want to know about bear. A lot of questions about bear, more than I thought. I thought putting your pet on videos is like showing people your kid when they don't really care, but I guess not, because you guys all love bear. Even my niece loves bear when bear's on the video, so...
2 things about Bear: she's fat and she stinks.
She might be a little bit fat, but she doesn't stink. We just call her she stinks. But how old is Bear? Bear is...
She's camera shy right now.
Bear's like 13. Right?
Ooh.
13 or 14?
Yeah, she's getting long in the tooth. She's getting old. But some people say cats live to 25, so hopefully.
But
because when Bear goes, I go. I'm following her to heaven.
She does well on the boat. I wouldn't say she's A+ student on the boat. She's not a cat that just loves being on the boat, walking around, having a great time. She likes being inside, and she likes her comforts. She does well at some sails, and some sails she really doesn't. And
just like us. Just like me. I puked all the way across the Mona.
Yeah, but some are really not that bad and she freaks out, and some, when they're bad, she's like chilling. You just never know with her. It just depends on her day. She might freak out or she might not. But we try for her the best. You guys see her in her basket. She hangs out there, and sometimes she's just chill. Yeah. And she's never fallen off the boat. I saw that question a few times. She doesn't go out really on her own unless it's like completely glass water, and she just peeks around corners, maybe looks at the seagulls.
She's a nervous Nelly anyway. She gets scared of a bird. Even when we're on land, if a bird would come in the yard, she'll run in the house. She's not tough like that. She got in a fight with a dog one time, like a bulldog, and she tore it up pretty bad. And so she's like all in, or she don't go in at all. She's not just the type just like mess with a lizard. She either got to fight a pit bull, or she's like, no, I'm cool. She's chilling like that. So she's not the type to be out adventuring. She's just not that type of cat. But she's lived on a boat over half of her life, so she gets along with it just fine. Sometimes if we're in a really calm anchorage for some time and then we go out punching into waves, she can have the same reaction that people have to that. But she's a good boat cat. I love her, and she's
Matt loves the cat more than me. What were your fighting disciplines? What belts do you hold? What was your professional record?
I had 5 sisters, so I've been fighting since I was like 4 years old for my life. My sister Amber used to steal my bottles. She's only a year older than me, and we had pink bottles and blue bottles, and my mom came to the bassinet many times and saw old Amber drinking that blue bottle. So if my little dainty guy, I could have been a welterweight,
But Amber kept drinking all my milks. She kept me bone deficiency, so that's why I'm so dang small. But as far as fighting goes, I did same old jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing. I was probably a little bit better at jiu-jitsu, but I liked boxing more, so I paid for that in the latter stages of my career. When I got older and slower, I had that gringo speed throughout my career, and I started getting laid smooth out. But I had some regional titles. I was the world champ, King of Biloxi for a couple years, 2 weight class champ, back before Conor McGregor ever did it. So I had a good time fighting, but I was 10-10. I did a really good job for a couple years, but as I got a little bit older, when I hit 27, I started getting injured a lot. I broke both my legs in the course of a year. I broke my arm. And I was a little bit unaware that most professional athletes are on steroids. I never touched it, and I paid very dearly for that. I always wondered how people could break their arm and be back in the gym like 6 weeks later. It took me 6 months, well, 4.5 months to rehab my broken leg. I broke my leg in a fight for Bellator, and it took me four months before I could even like jog on it again. And I would see people bounce back 6 weeks from like knee surgery and stuff like that. And I said, man, you guys are like, you must be really healthy. Well, you're a real stud. Come to find out years later, they were all on Anavar and growth hormone and all that crazy stuff. So, if you're a young up and coming kid and you want to be a fighter, you better get on them roids, because ain't none of these boys natty. Some of them say they're natty, but nobody.
Is Cooley alive and well and still on board somewhere? Yes. Cooley is still alive. He lives in our cockpit and he holds storage. We might clean him up and fix him up and make him like a nice cooler out there now that we have an ice maker, because we're balling on a budget.
I'd like to have a fish cooler, like for when we go fishing or whenever we're going to do a crossing. It'd be good to fill that cooler up with ice. If we catch some fish, we can just throw them in there and don't have to put it in the fridge.
So we're not getting rid of him. He was expensive. And
Cooley is a rider for life. Plus, Cooley is part of, if Bear does go overboard, it's right in the cockpit. I'll throw Cooley over because it'll float, and I could put Bear in Cooley as like a little raft that I could just hold on to the side. So Cooley's part of our man overboard drill. I said, if I go overboard, just throw Cooley in the water so I got something to hold on to.
How long did you guys do YouTube before making money? Suggestions for small channels to grow? Was Patreon a big help? And then another question that goes in the same line said, when you started out to live this kind of lifestyle, did you know how you was... Okay, he kind of talked weird there.
Do you know how you was going to make it financially?
Yeah. Or did you just roll the dice? And we just rolled the dice. That's what we did. We saved up some money.
To be fair, we rolled the dice. But
we rolled the dice.
We bartended also, so you
can
count on that
we
money. Saved
our money, but then we rolled the dice, and we were going to depend on just YouTube. But we kept... Our problem is, like... Before, we said we think we're losers and that we never make anything entertaining. So we kept putting off doing the YouTube. And then we had ran out of money. So then that's when Matt had to work in Key West. And that's when I said, enough's enough. We're starting the YouTube.
Yeah, I had to be in Key West. I was a dancer.
He was not.
There. Ain't no money like home money.
He was a bad bartender. But anyway, so yeah, we rolled the dice on that. And
we rolled the dice in the Bahamas because we had bartended. Our whole first year of doing YouTube, we only made like $9,000 for the whole year. And then we left Key West with $9,000. So our yearly income for that entire year was $18,000. Now, we had spent half of that through the Bahamas. When we got to Georgetown in the Bahamas, we had spent almost all of our $9,000. We had like $1,000, $2,000, like between $1,000 and $2,000 left. And we were making $150 a month at that time on YouTube. So at that point, I was like, let's turn around. Let's go home back to Florida. We're going to need more bread. And then she said, no, let's keep going. We got another month's worth of money here. We can ride on the YouTube.
I was confident that we were going to do well enough in YouTube.
we limped it to the DR. And so by the time we made it to the DR, we had like $600 in the account. And we were making... like right at like $1,100-$1,200 a month on YouTube at that time. So in the DR, 2 people can live. You can eat for that, and you can definitely drink for that. You can get turnt in the DR for like $5. But
you can buy a whole bottle.
So yeah, Kristen rolled the dice. I was squealing like a little piglet, saying, take me home. I know I can make that money at the bar. And she was like, no, let's keep going. So we were living La Vida Broca in the Dominican. And then we eventually got to Puerto Rico. And about 8 months after being in Puerto Rico, things started picking up for us on the YouTube and we started making money. And as far as the Patreon question goes, it's kind of tough to answer it. I'm just going to answer it honestly. It's they are a huge help because when we were in the Dominican Republic, Patreon was about half of what we were making. So we were making, $500 for about $400 a month on Patreon, and then we were making like 6 to 7 on our Google AdSense. So the thing about Patreon is that when you're a smaller channel and you're not getting the views to make the AdSense, you're really not getting enough views to expose yourselves to new Patreons and people that are going to get, excited about your channel and want to be Patreons. The sad fact is the biggest, most successful channels have the most Patreons and make the most Patreon money. So it's basically when you're already successful, that's when Patreon really starts doing well for you and you can really afford to engage with them and do like cooler stuff with them. So you can go check out your favorite channel that has 10,000 subscribers and I bet they got 15 Patreons.
Yeah, it took us a while to get Patreons. Our first one, we got one, I was like really excited. I said, yeah, someone's on our team. And then they didn't even pay. All right, so we just got one more question. Are there time limits for how long you can stay when you're tethering to mooring balls, or is it enforced at all? That's the last one.
Well, in the U.S., they make you pay for mooring balls, and it's illegal to make your own. And the DR, we paid for our mooring ball.
Yeah.
They were private, that they rented out. And in Puerto Rico, there's mooring balls that are like, they say it's 1 day use, but everybody uses them for a couple of days at a time, and it's probably not that big of a deal. When we get to the USVI, a lot of places you have to moor in St. John, and BVI, you have to moor as well, but I think that it's the same thing. You pay per night. Maybe not in the USVI, but in the BVI, I think it's like a per night sort of deal, so we're going to find out.
It really depends on where you go.
But you can always, I mean, there's some places that you can anchor, but there's some places you can't, so. But I don't know. I've seen people on these mooring balls here in Puerto Rico.
Not everybody follows the rules.
Yeah, I've seen people on one mooring ball for 8 months. I've sailed away and came back and been like, dang, they're still in that mooring ball? That boy's wild. So the problem is the laws are in place, but as you go out and you sail throughout the Caribbean and other spots in the world, the laws are there, but there's no way to enforce them. So a law that's not being enforced might as well not be a law.
Anyways, thanks for joining us on this Q&A. We haven't done one since the DR, which was, I don't even know how many years ago, a long time ago. And it's the last video before we head back to the U.S.
Permanently.
No, we're not heading back permanently, but we're leaving our boat behind for a little bit. We are just going to see family for a couple weeks. And when we come back, our big plans are going to be activated, people. We are heading away from Puerto Rico. It's kind of sad, bittersweet. We love Puerto Rico. A lot of good memories.
Maybe. En Puerto Rico está mi corazón.
We love Puerto Rico, but we will be heading southeast, going down the islands. And like we said in that question earlier, we don't really have a solid plan. We just know we're going to keep going. We might have a special crew member join us for the beginning of the trip.
Sexy long hair thing.
You guys will just have to wait to see that. Let's hope it happens. We don't know if it's going to happen. It might fall through, but stay tuned. And we're going to see you guys next week. So let us know if you have any questions in the comments. If we missed your question, Matt will go down there. I'll tell him right now. He needs to go down there and answer them.
Yeah, rip the comments. Basically, I'll tell you what I do. Every week, if we have cell service, when the first, say it goes up at 9 a.m. and it's a 30-minute video, from 9 to 9:30 I try to answer every question that comes in, and then I'll let like an hour go by and I'll watch it again and I'll try to go back and answer all the questions. So if you get your question in within like the first hour, question or comment, really good chance that I'll read it and I'll get to see it. Obviously, once Monday rolls around, we got to get back to work and there's always something that needs to be done, so I don't get to all those after that. So if you get in early, I'll be right there. If I missed a question, please drop it in there and I'll do my best to answer it.
So I hope you guys got some new insights on things about us, and we will see you next week. Bye.